Ramaphosa Kelekwala are taking over. We are going to agitate our people for industrialization. We must go and make sure that in every mine there is an industry.
You have land?
No, I don't have land.
You have expropriated.
Well, on top of the graves of our people who are never buried. I see a very big land. I might be having hectares, 2 hectares, 5 hectares, 10. But those ones.
No, people have expropriated.
No, we have not yet. The history is not given. And now we are saying we are governing as black people. I'm telling you, there are horrible things that are still happening. I'm staying with white people myself, and we are sharing everything. We are fighting even for them. We don't say white must go. No one, you can't find anything in our policies. We love them so much. For them, it's just to apologize. And there are many whites who are ready to stay in South Africa that don't go Trump calling them. No one will go. The ANC becomes strong because they are stealing. They deliver, they go and steal the food and the social development and give people food parcels. They're stealing.
So how are you going to defeat the food parcel machinery?
It's through education. As long as our people can't feed themselves, they'll always follow this old liberation movement, which is dying. The government is owned a lot of millions.
Escape to the luxurious Meropa Hotel in Polokwane and immerse yourself in a world of Moroccan-inspired grandeur. With 54 standard rooms and 4 luxurious suites, our hotel offers affordable accommodation options tailored to suit your needs. Whether planning a conference or seeking a weekend escape, our hotel provides the perfect setting for your next adventure. For bookings, email sunmeropahotel@suninternational.com or call our hotel reception on 015-290-5400.
Just Talk with DJ Cappuccino.
My name is DJ Cappuccino, Fortune Maswangani, Mhlali, Jingindaba wa Mkhatshane wa Holeni wa Mashango wa Mpatsi wa N'waxihoxana, Mpatsi wa Nkhandlane wa xitlhelo xa xikaya xa le ndleleni xa ku khwenyuta vahundzi va ndlela va ku rhandza ku tlanga hi ku tovana. Holeni gape ke Tebogo, ke ngwana wa Mmatladi wa Pula ya Marole, ke nna setlogolo sa bakgatla ba Mosetla wa Magana le Kgomo. Ba re ga e namele setlhare a e je boreko ke mo Setlaopa.
Just Talk with DJ Cappuccino.
Welcome to another episode of Just Talk with DJ Cappuccino. Today, he's back again. Ntate Lawrence Mapoulo, who is at the helm of making sure things are running well in the Limpopo province. And then he's here now. We have done with his history. I mean, everybody knows who he is. So we are going to deal with matters of politics of the EFF in Limpopo. Welcome to Just Talk with DJ Cappuccino.
My pleasure, the most educated DJ in the province.
I hope I will be something like that in future.
No, I'm praying for you so that you can become a doctor. Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling well, and my health is well.
Your voice is not as coarse, as rough as we know it.
Yep. I went for they call it, I don't know how they call it, but it's a technical or medical term, where they were busy with my throat to make sure that anything which makes my speech not to be fluent must be perfected. And I think I'm still in the process. Today I said I must respect yourself. Yeah. I was supposed to be at home with my grandsons and daughters and playing. Unfortunately, because of your status in the province, I can't do that.
Thank you. You know, we pestered you, we begged you to come again.
Yeah.
And you even said, no, maybe it's too soon. And we said, no, it's the right time we speak politics. Because this year, one of the decisions we took about this is that we're going to touch a lot also on politics. and on political matters. So it will be good for you to come back. But thank you to come. I thought your voice, maybe since when you came to the EFF, you were welcomed by Ndlozi. I thought you were missing him, you know, or you are crying that now he's coming out to speak.
I didn't say nice word, that one. I can't comment much on it.
Yeah, you come from a plenary, the first plenary of the Third National Assembly in January 2025, Kozebula, Golf Estate in Bela, which even the Commander-in-Chief served as a strategic platform to outline the party's direction and principles. And I think one of your role is to bring it down to the province, to slice it for us. I'm opening this blank check that take us through, especially also even with this theme, the year of the picket lines, so that it's not misunderstood, because I believe that picket lines are different in each and every provinces, each and every villages, townships. But with regard to Limpopo, what picket lines are we talking about?
No, thank you very much. Firstly, one would like to take you through a journey prior to our Third National People's Assembly. You know, the media and other journalists were determining our last day in that NPA to say, imagine from the Third NPA, the EFF will never be counted amongst the political parties in the country. And fortunate enough, as chairpersons in all the provinces of this country, and we led this campaign to make sure that there's unity, which is led by our own CIC, the President of Economic Freedom Fighters, to say what we are looking at, we must unite every delegate toward the NPA. And indeed, we survived, because everybody was still a bit traumatized by what happened, especially by the departure of the former Floyd, who was our leader. But we recovered very fast, because we have said we're not here because of a person.
Yeah.
We started to remember about the challenges of our people, the grannies who doesn't have water, the boys and girls who are swimming in alcohol, and
the reason for the struggle.
That's the reason for the strike. And we understood our position, that we're not going to be dislodged by an individual. And therefore, I think, emerging from the NPA, the Third NPA, we had very good resolutions that we presided over, especially around the land. One of them is the land, as you know, is our priority, to say in all the provinces, especially in high courts, we must have these divisions of high court that will be dealing with the land issue. Now we are serious about the matter to make sure that indeed we agitate our people to take over the land which was repossessed from them. And one of the things that emerged from not plenum, the NPA, we came up with a new character of the movement and redesigned. If you know, most organizations, they've got regions. We decided, just for an example, to say, we're no longer going to have regional structures.
You're scrapping the regions.
We have dissolved them as we speak. We are currently building the sub-regional structures which are nearer to our people.
But how are you going to compete with other parties who have solid structures in regions?
No, regions are illicit structures. They are not next to the people. They are more, it's where functionality, functional tendencies are emerging. At that level of the region.
Yeah.
That's nothing. You see, we are a unitary movement, for instance. We believe in the high echelon and the local.
Yeah.
Moving into the future, these sub-regions are just there for coordination. We need to give direct contact.
That's where the people
with
are at.
Their branches. And even more, we have established also the VDCC. The VDCC is at the voting stations. We need to go and create structures at that level, because these other structures are not important. What is important is the man right at the street of a particular village Now we're going down to the street and taking this movement to our people. And I think in terms of our programs, as you said about the picket line, we are nearer to our people. We know their concerns, and they will be able to be part of this picket line because we are speaking being next to them, not at the regional level, speaking things that the leadership which will be leading, they are next to those people. They are the brothers, sisters, cousins of those particular people who are facing problems. And now our approach is very progressive because we are going to cut that bureaucratic chain to deliver. Now, we start first with our own organization. And not only that, you see, if you check, we were following this former liberation movement with the structural arrangement. We have done away with that structural arrangement because even our CCT have been given powers even to look at the boundaries of branches.
Yes.
They cannot, let's say, for instance, they say Ward 13 in Sishiwo. The boundaries of our organization might not be similar to the boundaries of the current government.
Yes.
That's what we are aiming to do. Because most of the things they've been imposed on us. And now we need to deal away with such things and come up with progressive method and structures that will be able to be responsive to the challenges of our people. And I think the EFF, under the leadership of our president, really, to be honest, those that can't be awakened now, they will be awakened while they're in their graves. And I pray that all of our people must be able to try to have sense of understanding where this organization is going. We are not an organization that dealing with the current things here. We are looking beyond the current situation. We are looking, for the future of our kids, the future of the future children. What we have inherited from our future, from our previous parents, to be honest, is not pleasing. No, not at all. They've never make effort to fight. And now we in the EFF, like we're always saying, if you find yourself being Ligwala, I don't join us, Chief.
Yeah.
Because our revolution, we are prepared to die. I need to put it on record here to say, if you join this EFF, you are not joining this manga business organizations. You are also prepared to die for your people. I'm speaking now, this white, stupid guy, I don't know where does he come from, but he's calling people those names.
Yeah.
He's on the social media today. They're aiming to kill. And we are saying, we're not afraid of dying.
And you look at yesterday's march.
You look at that.
At the embassy there. I mean, still in democratic South Africa, you see people wielding apartheid flags, calling for to be recognized as whites must be recognized. It's like now, this is treason, honestly, because now it's like they want their own state inside our state, and the government is watching.
You can't do this while you are in the West, or you can't do this in other African state. Ramaphosa, Kelegwala, that thing, it's treason, like you said.
No, that
they were supposed to be
They were
arrested.
not supposed to even gather in the first place. When such things start, they were supposed to be beaten. They were supposed to run.
Now, be awake to say Ramaphosa is a product of monopoly capital. And who is controlling the economy of this country? Are the whites, the same whites who are marching. There's nothing you can say. Now, Ramaphosa must be able to be a man enough. He's our president. He's elected by the law. There's nothing that we can say, but get God. He was supposed today, as we speak, most prisons were supposed to be full of this white who are, they don't understand where we are coming from. But they don't know the pains that we suffered. And as I'm seated here, we're on top of the graves of our people who were never buried. Every corner of this area. Remember, this was Yesterhout. The first gold was found here in Polokwane. And now, most people have died in this area. Not only...
Really?
Really, people, the history is not given. If we are going to write the right history, I'm telling you, the future generation will never forgive a white man. I'm speaking even now. Go to the farms in Houseplayed. Our people are getting lost, especially our brothers from Mozambique. They're eaten by the lions in Houseplayed. Those things are not said. And now we are saying we are governing as black people. I'm telling you, there are horrible things that are still happening. You know, we speak about the things of pigs here. The horrible things that are happening. These whites are very spoiled. They're spoiled bread. I think they think they're entitled for this land. And now, as the EFF, we're not going to compromise that one. We rather die for our country. We say our fatherland or nothing, socialism or nothing. We are going to take over and make sure that these people are given plots like like any other citizen. We're not hating whites because they're white. We fight this white supremacy. We have never. I'm staying with white people myself, and we are sharing everything. I don't fight them, they don't fight them. But others, when they look at me, they just point me, say, an EFF. I don't worry. We are fighting even for them. Because what the EFF is doing, it's saving the entire generation across the race line. To say, even whites, we need to see them being safe. We can't leave this country now the way it is. We must make sure that we stabilize everything. They live like human beings. We don't say white must go. No one, you can't find anything in our policies. We still need these white people. They've got skills. We love them so much. What we fight is the white supremacy, and they are spoiled. They think they own this world. They must know that this land was stolen by their forefathers. For them, it's just to apologize. And there are many whites who are ready to stay in South Africa that don't cop Trump calling them. No one will go. No one. Only hobos, yes, because they don't have anything. They can go. We don't worry. You can't even feel them. They'll be like Floyd living. We can't even feel them.
You know, I was telling someone that when you see a homeless white person somewhere, maybe wherever is Joburg or Pretoria, sit with the person and ask what happened. And I did speak to a few of them, and they will tell you, after democracy, we had things, we sold, we went to Australia, we went to New Zealand. Things are not as easy as we thought they are. And they came back with nothing. Nothing. And now they're literally educated.
Yeah.
Highly educated people.
No, they're back. They're getting grants.
Yeah, now they're getting. You saw a clip yesterday of a white couple saying, "But we can't be standing on these long queues for a whole day. We are treated like dogs." And I was like, aha. It's not like it's making us happy, but this is South Africa.
Yeah.
And it's actually, that is the equality that we think we're fighting for. But if we go back to, I doubt that with regard to the May elections last year, the party, particularly in the province, did as well as you expected or you have loved. I don't know if you made findings on why are you where you are? Why didn't you do as well as you thought you'll do? And then what is it that you're going to do? What is the plan of action? Because I think it's something that is worrisome, and it's a task that is also put on your hands now to make sure that you galvanize the people and also get more support for the EFF.
You see, what is fortunate is that during that time I was an election manager, and I've developed programs to make sure that we come back from election being strong. I don't think we have performed badly. I'll just give you a synopsis of what happened during the by-election first. When you look at our percentage before, it was 15%, 14, 15. Immediately after by-elections, up to 35 to 36, 37% across the board. Now, it tells you that we are cruising very nicely. And remember, our membership, these are the future leaders. And it tells you that come 2029, if we were at 37, we're going to rise to 50-something.
Please allow me to get into this.
Yeah.
Have you lost seats at the legislature?
We have not lost seats.
You have not lost seats.
We were 7.
Yeah.
Today we are 9.
Okay, that's a good.
And also, when you look at our votes at the local level, at the ward level, they're increasing. We are not dropping. I don't think there's anywhere where we can say we have dropped.
And you are tasked with a job where the ANC is the strongest in South Africa. Limpopo, the ANC is now the strongest.
You see, the ANC becomes strong because they are stealing. They deliver. They go and steal the food and the social development and give people food parcels. They're stealing. And I'm serious about that. We were competing with them at what in Rosengal. What's that? What 80 or what? You know, they brought more than 1,500 food parcels. And unfortunately, you can see the marks are from social development.
They just remove the brand.
They just remove the brand and go and give people. And unfortunately, our people, you know, it's like that story of a man who will take a chicken, take out the feathers, all of them, and later on call the same chicken, throw the meal and the chicken follow. That's what the ANC is doing to our people. And our people must be awakened that now we are abused by this state.
You think a food hamper can really...
I'm telling you, oh, my brother, it's bad out there. It's bad. The ANC, they've known that our people are really hungry. In a family of 10, only 1 or 2 people are not working, sorry. They rely on the grants. Only 2 children, the gogo and the child, and the whole family lives through that grant. And imagine when you take a 5 kg of rice and 25 kg of meal, you know, they'll celebrate. Now, it's what is happening. The ANC have done that deliberately. And it's not them, because they're micromanaged by the monopoly capital. That's what is happening now in the country. Now, we are not worried. And come the new generation, they are why. You can check all the universities, check all the TVET colleges. We are leading.
So how are you going to defeat the food parcel machinery?
It's through education. And our people must learn. What we are doing currently, we'll be going down to encourage our people to plant. We must go to the field. They must know how to create.
Work their own land.
Yeah, they must work their own land. That's what we'll be doing. And current, because very soon we'll be appointing a person who will be dealing with agriculture in the province, who will be focusing on the programs to make sure that the backyard gardens people are planting, we give them seeds. As long as our people can't feed themselves, they'll always follow this old liberation movement which is dying. And I think if we can master that area and make sure that I'm telling you, our people will know how to stand on their own. They will never rely on the state to give them food, because the state must give us work so that we can work for ourselves and feed ourselves. Now, the ANC government doesn't need that. The reason why this thing of tenders also, you see, because they know that the majority of people who will be benefiting are their friends.
But is there a document with empirical data from your researchers?
Yeah.
What really happened? Because I think when I'm listening to you, I think it's a diagnosis of something that you observe. But is there any document from your researchers that is saying exactly what could have happened?
I think
or are your researchers relaxing?
No, they are not relaxing, to be honest. And I think they've done a good work. When you look at our resolutions, the framework that they've created, the reason why already I'm saying, come the next 2 months, we must be able to appoint people who are glued up with agriculture.
But we are going to see a program of action.
We are going to see because those researchers, after identifying the gaps and all that, is upon the leadership to close those gaps in terms of appointment and other things.
Yeah.
And we feel that the route that we are taking will benefit the movement. Not only the movement, but also the people on the ground.
Yes.
We are certain that the ANC in future, this thing of food parcels will come to an end. And people are now wise, especially the young generation who can't fool out the young generation with a food parcel. They'll tell you, don't
I
blame
didn't
us.
see that coming, the food puzzle thing. I never thought really it can be
No,
an election strategy.
it's a master. You can go anywhere. You know, even now, I think they're starting to pile up.
They are
Yeah,
packaging.
they've seen it worked. And now we're going to the field. When they pack those things, the tomorrow di woko, rena jarina di ba fresh kuri gardening. We're going to compete with them. We're going to take them toe to toe. No fighter must relax. Our councillors, the leadership must make sure that now, when we deliver the seeds to our people, they plant those seeds. We make sure that those that with knowledge of in agriculture, they assist. We even go to the government and push them to assist our people.
Because there's a lot of land in our rural villages. If you go there, I'm just thinking, Jay, if I was in politics, I would influence that maybe we help communities start cooperatives, guide them, train them nicely to work their land. And in your angle, I think, is also one very good strategy. You'll be even doing the work of the Department of Agriculture if you look at it from a broader perspective. So I think it's really good because once you can organize those mamas, those young people in communities, and they know how to work their land, then we could be moving. Because one of the problems now is hunger.
Yeah.
And you know, I was even thinking that even us in the suburbs now, I've observed that our people go to bed on empty stomach in the suburbs with the high gated walls and all these electric fence. But there's someone who is not sure what he's going to eat this week. And now it is no longer a thing that we related it to townships and it's really bad.
Yeah, no.
Situation.
I mean, South Africa, when you said you are leaving your village, go Malabo, go Gichwang, you come to Flora Park or Ish, Mogitabale Mate, Shem. There's no water again. There's no food. Now it's like we're the same. Now we're saying as the EFF, let's go to the field.
Yeah.
Let our people work the land. And we are going to push that. No branch of the EFF. That's the first thing. Now we are saying when you wake up, make sure that each and every area where there's land, occupy that land, let's plant. Let's not just occupy for residential, but also for food. You see that? That's what we need to correct. Paving ka jarate re lebile re pentile no re tswalelle dijo.
You know, obviously, you know, in town to have a big space, it's expensive. My place is not a very big yard, but at the back there, I tried to create a garden, and the pride that comes in me harvesting that tomato.
Yeah.
Sometimes I even eat it raw for the fact that I produced it. And I think it's something that we should encourage even our people living in the suburbs to do that. I mean, to go there, and we'll be even teaching the young ones where food is coming from. Because people think, these kids think food is coming from Woolies. They don't know how. Pick and Pay, ShopRite, how. But if you show them that these things are coming from the ground, we could be creating a different generation.
No go chakale. Re be re tsena go dikolong. Re be di garden. I was going home with a bunch of carrots and beetroot and spinach. Now, all the schools now, our fighters, because we know this government will never, even their councillors will never attempt to do that. We're going to request all our fighters to make sure that in every school where there's a space, send an abukoko moda, usually spinach, banabale baje health. And it's what we're expecting to do. We're going to do it without even the assistance of the government. Because the government, what they've done in the Department of Agriculture, but feel their friends who are failing to pay back the government as I speak right now. The issues the Molascopa, the government is owned a lot of millions. They've taken those millions, they're gone. Now, we must take this thing into the hands of our people. Our people will drive agriculture on their own.
The next issue I have also from the planner was the dissolution of the EFF Student Command. A notable resolution that the plenum was the dissolution of the Student Command. The decision reflects the party's strategic shift towards newly formed Youth Command. And I've seen how strong the EFF is in most TVTs, in your universities. Won't it destabilize the Student Command, the support for the EFF in institutions? And then what led to this? What were the reasons that led to the decision that was taken?
Very clear, it's a strategic move. When you look from the university and TVET colleges, you can't separate the working youth and the students. They're one and the same. One. If you can apply your mind, is that before I can work, I was a student. And now, those that...
Some of us are still students in our...
You understand that? Now, we're saying there's a clear connection between the workers and the student. The student, they're preparing themselves to become workers. And under the one roof of EFF, they are the leaders in the same camp. They understand the chain. You see, from students, they will also guide them, guide each other to say, we are at school. For instance, let me give you an example. Here is the University of Limpopo here.
Yeah.
When students qualifies, they don't know where to go. They don't know. They're in the street as we speak. But now, if we've got that youth command and we've got the student and we've got youth that is working in various factories and industries, they are there holding strategic position, influencing the decisions and paving way for the future. The future is whom? Those that are following them. And now, I think it's a chain. Nothing is lost. It's a proper move, and you are going to see the strength of our youth, because now they've got a clear way to say, where are we going? We are in the same movement, structure. We are in the same hall. We are building this future together. And they will be able to guide us. Or because our government doesn't know the students are engineering 5 years back, or DKI as we speak. But as a movement, because they are within the youth command, the leadership, both in the working space, the unemployed, and those that are at school are under one roof.
They can even network and usher
simple
opportunities can be discussed in the process.
Absolutely.
Development, capacitating.
Yep.
Okay, no.
You're going to see the strength now of the youth command of the EFF.
So you are going to contest SRC elections as EFF Youth Command.
Yep, and we're busy taking over as we speak, seated here with the same new structure. We're taking over. Yeah? And I'm very happy to say I'm part of the winning team now. You know, if I was still with that former liberation movement where I am, I can see gain a weight these days, keep up fresh, I can think well. While I was still there, hey, my mind was blocked. I've reached just silly.
Is it before processing or after processing?
After moving out of that liberation, I started to see that, hey man, I'm better. That's why even my voice now is coming back. You see, because I was just making noise for nothing. And I can see that, under the leadership of Julius Sello Malema, the president, I'm still priding myself of raising him. Not only me, Abu Matale, Abu Ephraim Mogale, and many other leaders who made him what he is today. It's not him alone, there are many. But I'm saying, I'm starting to have trust because Tena, we came earlier than them. Yeah. And now after them, after Uikabona, they came up with a new approach how to deal with the challenges of our people. Tena, Vine, we might have been radical. Hey, but these ones are smart. Are smart, the reasoning capacity is out of this world. And one thing which I've seen in the majority of them, not only our president, majority of his generation, those that are not sellout and cowards, they're not afraid of death. I know very well. Lo chaba sokola, lo chaba tronko. You see, and now this generation, our president, it's a different kind of generation. And I'm telling you, where we are going is near.
Because the past few months, I think EFF faces one of the biggest challenges. And I would say that, however, I think it's downplayed as one of the biggest challenges. I think there was a systematic plan to really destabilize the EFF with regard to especially senior leaders leaving in a short space of time. And we have never seen it easy where a deputy president of an organization just resign. And how EFF pulled through with regard to the strength, to show the strength of the party, the leadership. That's when I was like, there's backbone here. That's where I was like, Malema's back. Now I see many people could have been riding on his back, and they don't know that when they're out of his back, they might not take the posture that they have right now. And I was like, wow, because even myself, I was like, hey, but I looked at how the whole thing was handled, and I'm like, no,
I know it's tough. You see, even myself, the day that was pronounced, I remember I was preparing something for the organization. My wife just saw me laying down on the bed now. Say, what's all right? This thing you saying, and I got it saying. When I called the president, he said, no, I'm combat. This thing have passed.
Let's move on.
Yeah, let's think tomorrow and move. I said, hey, it's a real father now to me. I said, hey, this young man now is telling me to wake up.
And I still maintain, and I even said, that the biggest political blunder of a decade, I think, is when Floyd resigned from the EFF, according to me. And I could be wrong. I mean, I'm just a DJ. And it still doesn't make sense. Besides where he thought he's going, honestly, you could have just made an analysis as a smart person that you are perceived to be. And I think, I don't know how he's going to spin that, but I think he's just extinguishing fire after fire at MK. Whereas here it was a machine that they fought for 12, 13 years, that they could actually push forward. But how also the leadership handled it. And I also observed something very important, state of response to the state of the nation. I saw a different Julius Malema with regard to articulation. The message was even more criticizing what necessarily the state of the nation's address said on some issues and elements. And I also, at some point, I even felt like he wrote the speech for this young lady. Yeah. Who's this young lady?
Chira.
Yeah, because I could, even in Lonzi, I could still see Julius in them. And then I could also see Julius as now someone who's now content and to realize that now my role is to nurture. And I got to be worried also about the province. In this sense, where are the young people that we can say these are figures that are going to take the EFF's agenda in Limpopo province? I see you, you've worked, you are from the generations of Matale. I know that you still can take on these young guys with regard to energy, moving, mobilizing. But I believe one of the biggest strengths of the EFF was to produce leaders. Produce even leaders that are now going on air now as if they are heroes who came there not knowing anything, but they are who they are right now.
You see, in our president, I think, I don't know how to explain him. It's a man out of this world. Even ourselves, we never thought that we are grooming such a leader. And, he bypassed everyone. I need to be fair and square on that one. You see, one thing that you must take cognizance of is that he mentioned it to say, in the next administration, will be leading the way. And he has started. And I don't think, much as he's guiding the young ones, they're very much independent. Abu Chira, the former president of your student command, they're independent and think they're like him. And I'm sitting because they emulated him to say, the way he's doing it, now we're going to do it. He's no longer doing it the way
he's not taking it. I think even maturity.
No, he's the president of the country.
It's inevitable. Yeah.
No, he's the president. Let's not shy away. Even those that are hating, comrade, the commander-in-chief is the president of South Africa. As we speak right now, Ramaphosa might not agree. It's not all about numbers. It's all about the knowledge, where to take the country. It's how to respond to the challenges currently. You see, and if, I'm telling you, if he was the president, even that Kagame was not going to do the nonsense that he has done. He will know that the kind of man who is the president in South Africa doesn't take nonsense. And I think that's Julius for you now. It's not what that Julius, that of the ANC Youth League. He is now the state man. You can see the way he walks, the way he speaks, that now this man is ready to lead the country. Not only the country, the continent as a whole. Remember, our membership is all over Africa. You can't compare President Julius Malema with the President Ramaphosa. Ramaphosa is just leading this corner of Africa.
In Limpopo, Bagay Bafan.
No, in Limpopo, I'm doing very well. That one I'm sitting, that some of them are here. You can see I'm followed by a young former student leader.
Stand up, I want to check your shoulder. Are you ready?
Now, those are, it's not him alone.
Yeah.
It's a mixture. When I came in, you can ask Dr. Matua and he'll tell you. When I came in, I said, I need a young generation.
Yeah.
That I will start an election unit office with them.
Because one of the purposes of leadership is to produce leaders.
I'm comfortable.
If you're a leader and you're not producing anything, then something is very wrong. And then I think the culture now, we still need a lot of young people to be interested. You know, I sometimes explain complex things to my 3.5-year-old daughter about what's happening in politics. Because sometimes you'll say, let's change the channel. And I'm watching something on the news. And I will explain it to her like he's an adult. Yeah. Because some of us consciousness and awareness came at a very older age. Oh, yes. You can't be discussing games and playing soccer games with your 13-year-olds, not really telling them what's happening in the country. They are going to compete with kids who are aware of what's really going on. So I'm raising that because in a long time, maybe I'm ignorant. I don't know who are the youth leaders of the EFF in the province that I can say, what are something is coming here? And I think if that is not, if you saying that you are busy with the process, I'm saying, please don't leave that process, because that is the heartbeat of even the change in the country. When you invest time, when you chill with these boys, when you talk to them, these young girls, and show them the path, show them where you come from, where you're going, then we'll have leaders that are going to actually come out of there.
The reason why when we are seated, it's like our president. When we're growing, we're drinking, they understand, or what are we discussing? I don't remember one day, no. And it's what they're currently doing, the board. They can't chase the young generation away. And wait for the sub-regional launch. You are going to see the leadership that will emerge from our sub-regions. Young generation. I'm certain that we're going to produce the most lethal ones now. It's a task force, and I will see them. Yeah. I'm certain that the kind of leadership that the EFF will be producing at the sub-regional level and also at the branch level, a young generation. Right now, we are skokied for it. Yeah. We are no longer going to contest these things. Yeah. Ours is to sit and guide them.
Even some statements you make in public that are radical, but when you go home, you're like, I shouldn't be making this.
And I've said it, and
Yeah.
But I get so sometimes. Though I lor no konya na ita no mara umdala.
Yeah. Ke roganne, man.
Ke mola roganne man. But I'm certain that the kind of leadership that we are currently building will produce results. And they're not only learning from our president. You know, everyone wants to become Julius Malema in his own space.
Yeah.
That's what we're currently doing. You know, because if we're not going to do that, unfortunately, we'll leave this country with cowards.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there are a lot of cowards, and I think what you said, it started at home. That's why I said, what an educated DJ. You know, remember sitting at home with your young daughter, telling her the future of the country, where we are going. She will, you know, it's like Afrikaners.
Yeah.
The Afrikaners, you know, barutaba na baba na baba ninyana, logo lema. No.
Dad, I want you to buy me this.
No,
Dad, I want. That's all they say. I need a sneaker.
No.
But you've never had a heart-to-heart too.
But yeah, mashimu. Alifitsa kwa bona tracker, I read a tracker, a lema, atiba connect go mother, let's say lo latela di pay and all that.
Let them come visit you at work, in your small cubicle.
Yes.
Yeah, but Dad, what's happening? Why don't you have your office? What's happening? If you have an office, what do you deal with? Try to explain these things, because that thing, that bond that must link us, the children, and even to impart knowledge, is not there.
It's not there.
We've assumed a role here. We got ready business. We got ready blessed to our kids. It's all about, Dad, I need this. Dad, get this. Dad, I need this. Dad, have you ever taken a walk and just discuss what's troubling you in your life? What are you dealing with? You know, there are kids by now go tertiary, but the holidays. Their parents have never really said. There are kids baba go tertiary. Now go to no from nowhere. Kimo gating. What's happening Bafana Bak? Because you'll find your child smoking things, and you're not even aware as a parent. And I want to come to another thing now. When I came to this province, you know, I used to do business without knowing who's the leader of what, the secretary of what. And I used to do good business that is sustainable. And what I observed is that it was a lot of us. Many people had ambitions to become business people and entrepreneurs. And you'll hear a young person saying, hey, order ele patela. O patela ngwana go hide fees. Mkhotsi ke tshwere ke emetse payment tse dintsa ka tse for a sheet, but ngwana go ha o nyaka shelter registration. Ke nyaka go rekela mama this. You could see the responsibility in young people, and that thing died out. And Kipusor, how does the EFF plan to support small business cooperatives in Limpopo to boost local economic growth and to also bring this army of entrepreneurs? Because it's a very critical thing in terms of running the economy. We can't all depend on employment and being employed also by the government.
We are going to agitate our people for industrialization. The key growth areas in Limpopo is tourism, mining, and agriculture. We must go and make sure that in every mine there is an industry. That's what we must find.
Well, that processes the minerals that are coming.
The minerals that are coming there. Now, from Tamati ZZ2 must not be taken elsewhere.
There must be a tomato sauce production.
Yes. Even here, just outside Plogwane, I'm staying next to the big land. There's a 2 tamati mode. But no, I only family. You
have land?
No, I don't have land.
You have expropriated. You have expropriated.
Now, I'm saying these guys, they must build an industry. I don't have land.
The way you said, you know where I stay. I can see that when you wake up, you don't see where's the fence of your yard.
But I see a very big land. I might be having hectares, 2 hectares, 5 hectares, 10. But those
No,
ones
people have expropriated.
No, we have not yet. We must go and expropriate land from ZZ2.
Yeah.
And those that are not using the land, but we're speaking about industrialization now.
Yes.
Let's go and build industries, both in the mines and especially in agricultural side. Because failure to do that will always believe that other countries will bring food for us. Today, Trump is going to kill us. You know, we must do everything on our own. Backyard, I've started with the backyard in the gardens. Now we must go out to the industries. Tamatis, these oranges here, you know, if the state can take over, I'm telling you, we'll go back to those days. Now today there's no namune there. We are getting namunes from outside our country. Now, the only thing is the EFF to take over this country with all the policies that are in place. We're just waiting to implement. That's all. And move out. Believe me, the EFF is going to lead this country. People must ascertain themselves.
But with regard to business support, what's the plan?
You know, we can't support these Smalanyana businesses. You know, people, we are looking at Smalanyana tenders there. We've got the ocean economy. Very big things that are happening. Now, people today, they'll tell you about the Cabbage Department of Education. That's not business. We need real business of building ships, building aeroplanes. Now, you must go out of the ideas of being smaller business people. Supporting businesses here now about manufacturing.
I will disagree with you
Okay.
with that.
Come with it.
And I would say I think you need to really refocus on small business development. It's one core, and you mentioned something very important, that you are going, just sub-regions, you are going back to the grassroots. A small business can employ a few people around that community while we are dealing with
But you can't remain there. You'll be small forever. I can't allow to be small forever. I need to grow. If I've started with 5 cases of tomatoes, next year it must never be it must be 50.
I'm going to pose a challenge to you again.
Yep.
But tell your researchers
Good.
to research about small business development.
Yep.
Come up with programs
Absolutely.
to assist them. It's a core of, if you look at countries that have fought unemployment,
Like Singapore.
they fought it also through small business development. And I have a feeling that you haven't really touched that. And you need to touch it.
No,
and your researchers must not relax and go to conferences.
We are there.
In the dam there.
You see,
They were at the dam.
my problem, I can't encourage people to remain small forever. We are assisting them, and the government is not doing enough.
Yeah.
But I need our people to think out of the box.
They were swimming.
Yeah, we must go out of being small and be big. And if you can check, tell me now, seated there, no white person, small scale farmers, Adiro, ladies, SMEs, Jamahua, I've never seen them. I only see blacks. The reason why I'm becoming more jealous to say, how can always a black child be small? SMEs, small farmers, small scale farmers, and medium are blacks. No, every white man is a successful farm owner. Now, what about us? I can't remain small. Our people must grow because this is their fatherland.
Yeah.
That one, I'm not going to reduce myself to that Smalanyana thing. This land was stolen from my forefathers. I must get bigger share on it. If there's platinum here in Polokwane, I must see that industry owned by black people and the state taking over. That's all. I don't say I'm just jealous to see a white man owning a very big farm and myself, the owner, who really ancestors left me with this land, owning a small portion of that land. No. Even in business, I don't encourage us to be smaller. We must graduate and bypass these whites or be at the same level with them.
Yeah. I think next time, please, must organize that I speak to
Please.
one of your researchers.
Yeah.
I have a
can't
lot
believe
of
I
things
can
to
hear.
pick.
I can hear.
with the researcher.
Yeah, I've got one next to you here.
So there must come. There must be a day we'll prepare.
Yeah, no, please,
for it.
please.
There's so many things that we have touched, but I want us to touch on one thing: education. What are your plans to assist with regard to from even grassroots level? Have you also touched on that? Is it something because it's very important? Our education is very inferior. You pass matric, but there's still nothing. You don't have a skill. You can't even engage. Some of us are learning how to think right now. It's an education that doesn't even give you a chance to think. Is there anything that you think as a province you'd love to do to move with regard to that?
Out of the resolutions of our NPA is very clear. Firstly, we must decolonize. We can't nurture something that doesn't bear fruits. The current education system is poisonous. First, I think and foremost, we have to decolonize it so that even if after matric, we can, after that grade 12, smaller car. Now, that's the kind of education that we're aspiring for.
Okay.
Not the current. The current really will remain unemployed forever. Will only know English. Aga English
yeah.
But Kamumatso nothing. Now, I think as the EFF, the reason we're saying let's decolonize the education system is that we need to make sure that our younger generation, from, when I visited China at one stage. You go to their kindergarten. They're doing this thing, what do we call this? The Chawdira Moya. Smaller yana fans.
They designed them.
They do them. And those kids are young. Yare nakam. Ukirabana ba epela no yana chepe di engweke manse engweke muswe. Nothing. Now let's decolonize the education system so that from kindergarten until the university level, our children, they can be self-employed. That's first that we have to do most. Yeah. Before we can touch anything, the things that we are doing at school, that we have done at school, even myself, are not beneficial to our society at all. We must just do away with the things that are currently. There are a lot of lawyers, but when I've mentioned about the 3 growth points of the province, no university here about mining. Where is it? Nothing.
And we the second or the third richest province with regard to
nothing.
Mineral endowment.
We can't even say the Minister of Higher Education and say we've got Limpopo University. From this year, this faculty will start. Nothing. 2 is because we are micromanaged by those that have oppressed us for quite long. Now, as long as the EFF can't lead this country, we'll remain stuck where we are. We're going nowhere. And I'm not cursing the country, but I'm saying, God gives you people to lead you. They'll think about, today they can listen, even this stupid Elon Musk say, our president must become a criminal internationally. If people are going to be confused of that, they are lost. This is the Messiah who must come and assist Africa and South Africa. Nothing else. I'm not here to promote him, but the policies of the EFF, the manner on which he's leading, it tells you a story to say this is the correct leader during this time. I'm telling you, our people failing to take a hit in 2029 and make sure that the EFF is given. Give us only 5 years. Only 5 years. Within 5 years, everything will be changed. Believe me, as long as we can take power back to the people, then we are done. We own the mines through the state. Not today, as I speak, Chief. You are saying we've got gold here. It's down. These guys are thugs. Abumutsipe, as I'm telling you, they're collecting gold from DRC and deliver it to London. Here, there's nothing. They just bring that one from DRC where people are killed. They bring it to South Africa, clean it, take it to the Queen.
They say it's from South Africa.
They say it's from South Africa. Our minds are, hey chief, our minds to go fast.
Motsepe is a thug.
No, these things are thugs, chief. You can't tell me. We are getting important information. Our soldiers are dying for nothing. They are calling us. They tell us, or today, we are seated here with 30 planes. These planes are 5. Retire the parts from those other planes. The local amount plane in Che.
Corolla, wait.
Eh?
Gotta get the city
You gotta get the city golf.
City golf.
As I'm speaking now, they've left. They're in Burundi, guarding the mines there. We're not afraid to die. We know what they're doing. These thugs. They're thugs. They're stealing. There, people are killed. They claim as if the gold is from South Africa. There's no gold from South Africa here. To take time to go down those mines which are being but Fedici.
Because Motsepe strikes me as that guy who does legitimate business.
Only legitimate. Chief, who Africa, what? They need to be well positioned. They're well positioned. No, we don't care. We know what they're doing. And we know how they're. But I'm telling you, even if the day we can die, these things are going to be exposed. And my problem is their future children. If people can't think what we are doing now is going to have a very serious impact toward your future generation, please think twice now. Hatabuti, utswa butsi vale utsebona. Now I'm saying every African business person, if you know you've been doing things badly, don't leave your family. They're leaving their families in hell. They must change the manner on which they are doing business. You can see that everyone wants to position himself at the top of Africa. Every organization, even ball. He's the president. It's not about president of ball or there. No, man. Mineral. Hey.
But there's one thing I respect about, especially Paul Kagame. I think no matter, well, fine, it's bad to do things and to kill people, as alleged that he is. But he's doing everything in his power to make sure his people are okay. It's
assisted by the West.
A small country with nothing, but he's making it to survive. But our leaders today going to take that post, we will do everything for the sake of South Africans. I think it's a question.
No, that one I can agree, but Kigali is only Kigali. Oh, you go Rwanda. Rwanda is nice there around Kigali. Go deep into the villages.
They're suffering.
They're suffering. You've got time. Go and visit Rwanda.
There I won't go.
You can't go because now we have. I'm telling you.
Then they will remind you of a tweet you sent in 20.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they will arrest you. They say they found drugs in your bag. There I won't go there.
You see, I'm saying, as long as our leaders are still micromanaged by the West, we're going nowhere. Hey, mun, naka kwa gereta kili buruna. Liburulan reta. Angasorobale ko lora bushuka muka. Ko engasorobale. Now you are
but all your neighbors are farmers with big farms.
No, they can be having big farms. They don't love.
They don't envy your big farm.
No, there's no big farm there, man. There's a small farm. They don't like me to be there, and they were surprised why I became amongst them. They didn't know why I arrived there, and they don't like me.
This is your home, and we in this channel we discuss spirituality. Science, development, politics. But politics is going to take a lot of time on the platform. This is your home. We want you to come. Anytime you feel there's something we can talk about. But we also appreciate that when we call you, even when you say you want to relax, you still come. And we are also encouraging other politicians from different parties, Freedom Front, DA, we want them to come here. Let's talk politics. Let's talk about things that can develop our province, Limpopo. And I want to appreciate that you came. I don't know if there's anything you...
I need to say something in depth.
Before we close.
The first one is about yourself. You know, there's a lot that you can do you have already invited my researchers.
Yeah.
And I'll make sure that within a short space of time, especially in the area of SMEs, you bring more ideas. Till now we are always accepting ideas from outside, and people, they shouldn't think that we are a member of the EFF. No, you just love development in your country. And I think you are speaking on your own without even uttering a word. You know.
But recruit me. If you were to recruit me, what were you going to say?
Yeah, no, I see you need land first. I must give you that.
Give me a farm next time.
I'll give you land first. Now, but I'm saying, the way you are doing things, really, I appreciate. I'm still investigating how many DJs do have masters. And I don't know how did you arrive there, because we were always busy. And it told me something, that time management. You have been able to manage your time up until you achieved your masters. And I'm saying you are going places, and our researchers will visit you. It's not only our researchers, government researchers, because the problem doesn't lie with us as the EFF. The problem lies with this former liberation movement.
Those who are at the helm.
And now I'm going to organize the Department of Agriculture, Small Business, and others to come here. I'll force them to say, please go there. But there's nothing for Mahala. You can't just bring them here, and because they're giving tenders to their friends. You must give them an invoice after you have give them knowledge, because you'll be sharing your knowledge with them. And
we need a leader like this one. You see, please, that's what I'm power.
You can't just sell your knowledge free of charge. But thank you very much. I'll always be here. May God bless this podcast.
Thank you very much.
We have done miracles, to be honest. And many aspire to be like you.
Thank you very much.
And I'll recruit you when you've got land, and I know you'll deliver and work the land. And lastly, I would say today our president is at church, is going to pray. Pray for the change of mind of these people who can't really move away from the monopoly capital mentality. And we hope that his prayers will reach heaven quickly.
And I think we are now ready to speak to the CIC. If an opportunity comes that he can come to this platform, please let him come.
No, he must.
Let's engage. I think we can try to match his intelligence.
Yeah, please. Hey, that one. What's about hey?
Because you'll ask a question and he'll tell you, I don't expect this question
from you. That's our president. But thank you very much, and our colleagues.
Thank you very much.
God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to another episode of Just Talk with DJ Cappuccino. I hope you learned a lot. I hope there's some things that you got from this episode. Please don't forget to share, subscribe, and comment, criticize us, how we can improve the show. But most importantly, thank you for your support.